it's Gretchen, Pawsom Fun and Frugal. And if you notice, I am not at home. If you look behind me, I am in Oregon. I am at the Mount Ashland Welcome Center. I got the dog down here going potty, so I'm making sure I catch it if he poops. Good van lifer. I leave it better than I found it. I don't leave my dogs messes. Yep, so we're here in Ashland. We made the trip finally. I recovered from COVID. I don't know if you've seen, I put up a couple of videos, some shorts, and just a quiet, silent cooking video. Well, it's got music, but not me talking. Yeah, so I'm heading up to Oregon to do the trip that I tried to do several weeks ago, and I got sick with COVID. I wasn't able to go, and actually it works out better because the weather's much warmer. So I will be here. I'm at the Welcome Center, and I'm gonna stay here and rest for a while, and then hit the road tomorrow morning early and get to Oregon. So I'll see how much of this trip I can record and put up on a video. I'll show you, you'll see the inside of the van soon. It's half van life and half truck. It's full of boxes that are going up there. So I have to sleep next to a pile of boxes. So that's gonna be interesting. All right. Hi everyone. So I have made it. I've spent some time in Oregon. There was a lot going on. I just couldn't or didn't pick up my phone to do any videos. I'm exhausted. My friend's dog was way too hyper for me. I have chronic pain, fibromyalgia, and I just can't have a 60-pound weight slamming into me and be okay. It's like a, I don't know, 8-month-old puppy. It's close to a year, I think, but he hasn't really gotten any training for the dog. He says he just signed her up for puppy classes. She's out of control with other dogs and with people. She doesn't know how to slow down. She weighs about 60 pounds and she slammed into me I don't know how many times. She's trying to play, and I understand that. So I got pretty frustrated with my friend's dog and trying to stay there. She constantly attacked my two little dogs, not in a vicious way, but like she wanted to play with them like they were little chew toys and not real other dogs. She was slamming one of my dogs to the ground. The other one was getting away from her, so she couldn't do it. And I felt really bad for the dogs. We ended up having to be locked in a room, similar to, if you saw my RTR videos, where I stayed at my brother's, and we had to stay in the bedroom because he has 3 big dogs, and the dogs didn't get along. So anyway, I spent some time. The good thing is I got to spend time with my daughter and my grandsons. You can tell I sound exhausted. I went to bed late last night. I slept good, but I went to bed late. And I always get red like this when I'm really tired and trying to stay awake or something. And I'm actually trying to take a nap, but it's just not happening. I'm in my van, hanging out in Ruby the van. The dogs are up in their seats sleeping. And we've gone to the restroom, all that. We'll do that again before we leave. I'm at a rest stop it's like the Manzanita rest stop in Oregon, near Grants. I'm getting close to Grants Pass, I think. I'm working my way back to California, to Sacramento. I ended up spending the night in my van over at my daughter's last night, because it was just too much to stay at my friend's and deal with his dog. Just couldn't do it. I'm sore and I'm exhausted, and so I'm resting because I'm so tired driving that I just didn't want to be on the road right now, and I just needed a little me time and not have to worry about anybody, someone else's house or anything. So I'm slowly making my way back to California. I'm going to get to my younger daughter's house tomorrow. It's Friday, so I'll be there on the weekend, spend tomorrow and Sunday with them, and get up early Monday morning and drive home. That's the plan. And this is sort of a combination video because I have videos about my trying to sell my home and running into lots of roadblocks, and that's still a problem. My park owner, as I mentioned in the last video about this, has found other ways to delay me selling my home. The dealer seems like they may be backing out. They were going to buy it and put a new one in, but he won't allow them to do that unless they have a buyer, and they don't have a buyer. So he's considering it a spec home because there's no buyer involved and they're a third party, and it's just so complicated. So I'm waiting for responses back from some other people that are trying to be helpful. The state won't help because it's a civil matter. DA won't help, it's a civil matter. There's no clear rules about parking requirements. I haven't heard back from my county about whether they can help or not. There's still the option of trying to fight the pull-out option of selling my mobile home, but that's a much longer fight, and I don't know if I have it in me to deal with the stress of that. I just feel like people like me who don't have money and influence and power are at the mercy of these predatory property owners who do whatever they want with no regard to other human beings. So my dream of moving to Oregon to be close to my daughter is pretty much shot. And I'm sorry about getting emotional on here. And I guess I could edit this out, but this is the reality. It's gonna take me a while to accept that I'm gonna continue living in that mobile home for at least a year or so until this fight, whatever it is over. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how long I can continue to afford living there, and whether I'll be able to repair the place. If I try to sell it to have it stay in the park, I have to fix things to sell it, and I don't have the money, and I have to stay somewhere else while it's being shown because I have to have it looking like a nice place to live for someone else. So that's the complication I'm living in. And I thought I would just update you. I am way over COVID, and feeling better from that. But so I was grateful I was able to make this trip up to see my daughter, my grandsons, and my friend, I guess. And I brought some stuff up to store with my friend, still hoping that I would get this house sold sometime soon, like in the next couple months. But now it looks like it'll take a couple years. So I'm staying in my tiny home, my tiny mobile home, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But I will keep you posted and keep an eye out for the videos telling you what I'm doing next. So now we're at Vista Point in Mount Shasta, and I have this view of the mountains, and I am making dinner. It's getting quite hungry, and my protein bars weren't quite doing it, so I'm making some Beyond Burgers. And voila! Plant-based burgers with Parmesan cheese. Yum yum. Hi guys. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm driving. I am, and sorry, this is the only place I can put my phone at the moment. So I survived having to find a place to stay last night in Shasta Dam. I didn't really like it, so I had trouble sleeping. So I woke up at 3, almost 4 in the morning, and I thought, well, I'll just move on. I'm awake, I can't go back to sleep. So I decided to drive off further. Ended up in Anderson, California, at another rest stop. And I just hurried up, used the restroom, hunkered down. Probably got there about 5 a.m. I don't remember now. And then I laid down and I worried that I wasn't going to be able to go to sleep. And next thing you know, I woke up and it's after 8 in the morning. Like it was almost 8:30. I was like, wow, I passed out. So it was pretty quiet. The only noise was some of the trucks had their generators going. And that was actually some nice little white noise, I guess, because I slept like a rock. And I woke up and felt rested. I've had my protein shake and my little protein bar with caffeine. I'm gonna try to find a Starbucks and give myself a cup of coffee. And yeah, so I'm on my way down to Sacramento to my daughters, my younger daughter. I'll be there in a couple of hours. I'm trying to remember to turn on my camera. There's just so much. I forget how much there is to do when you're traveling and camping, especially with 2 little dogs, that I get caught up in everything I'm doing and I forget about filming. Like right now, it's like, oh, I was supposed to film this. So, but yeah, so I was just having some thoughts about, I have a friend who always thinks that I catastrophize everything and make it, that I only focus on negative things, because he always wants me to call him when I need to talk about something. And I don't understand him because when a person has to call you to talk about a problem, obviously they're not going to be positive. Like, what's positive about, hey, something's wrong, it's bothering me? That's the whole point. So I'm starting to realize that this friend thinks he's a great listener and understands, but honestly, he doesn't. He's fooling himself because nobody feels positive when they're focused on a problem and they just need to talk it through with someone and then they feel better. So, like, I wanted to call him last night because I was stressed out about finding a place to park, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to because he's going to poo-poo and say I'm being negative. Oh, and he doesn't, and I tell him, like, yeah, I have 5 or 10 minutes of feeling down about something, and then I'm back to my happy-go-lucky self, in spite of the pain that I have, in spite of the issues. But see, he doesn't get that that's what happens, and he tries to make me feel like I'm spending all my time focusing on the negative, right? Well, so I've decided I need to stop calling him, even though he really wants that. I think I'm doing it to please him, and that's something I've been trying to work on not doing, like not worrying about pleasing other people, especially men who think they understand a woman when they don't. Anyway, that's my little vent for the morning. I'm feeling good. I'm pretty sure I didn't get enough sleep, so it's probably going to hit me later, and I'll be really tired. But I recovered from being so sore. My pain level went way up. But anyway, I'm on the road, heading for Sacramento. I'll try to remember to turn this camera on. I've been under a lot of stress. It's especially hard for me to focus on my YouTube channel right now with everything going on. If you've been watching my video, you might have an idea of what's been happening with my house, with my health, and my finances. So, awesome, fun, and frugal. It's not always fun.